Daniel Dubois says it has always been his dream to fight in America. Let's talk about that.
Push the weight enough flex. The live is one in the six. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Daniel Dubois. I'm glad to see the young man back. I trust he is focused. Coming off of a stoppage loss to the juggernaut, Joe Joyce. Has a fight coming up right here in America. So let's talk about that. Boxing scene, as usual, link will be in the description. Daniel Dubois, he says it has always been a dream to fight in America. Wow. Daniel Dubois is set to live his American dream when he crosses the Atlantic to take on Joe Cusimano in Cleveland. Oh, he's going to be in Cleveland on Sunday, August 29th. The young heavyweight star joins light heavyweight hopeful Tommy Fury, wonderful name, on the Showtime pay-per-view card headlined by Jake Paul taking on former UFC champion Tyron Woodley in his latest professional boxing adventure. All right, so you got a YouTuber fighting a real fighter, and the real boxers are fighting on the undercard. If it makes dollars, it makes sense, right? Right? Dubois, 23, won the WBA interim heavyweight title last time out, bouncing back from his single career setback against Joe Joyce with the resounding second round demolition of Bogdan Dinu in June to take his record to 16-1 and 15. 15 KOs. He is now in line for a shot at the WBA full title and is awaiting the governing body mandating a challenge to the current champion, Trevor Bryan. He sees an opportunity. I'm skimming through this. Exposure to the U.S. market and get a taste of the fight scene stateside. He's seizing the opportunity to maximize his exposure to the U.S. market and get a taste of the fight scene stateside. You know, I forgot he had a fight in between. After Joe Joyce, he had a fight. I forgot. Because that loss against Joe Joyce, it just sticks out in everyone's mind. I'm glad to see him back. He needs some work. There's some things he needs to work on. And a lot of people say heart is one of them. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I still think this kid can come back. But what I wanted to focus on right here was the statement: opportunity to maximize his exposure to the U.S. market and get a taste of the fight scene stateside. That is something I said David Hayes should have did when he was on top of things. That's something I said Anthony Joshua should have done. That's something Lennox Lewis did. And look how it worked out for him. He became worldwide by fighting here. So all of this conversation about the market being what it is in the UK and selling out Wembley, all of that is irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many seats you sell at Wembley, nobody cared. Joe Calzaghe been nice. The American audience didn't really get to know him until he did what? He came here. Fort Bernard Hopkins, Fort Roy Jones. I knew who he was. I said, that's the guy, beat up Mikhail Kessler. They said, well, who's that? I'm like, all right, yeah. Okay. But when the casuals know you, that means you're worldwide. So what he's doing here is he's maximizing his exposure to the U.S. market to get a taste of the fight scene stateside. That's a smart move. Come over here. Get some opponents that are made to order. I mean, I hate the business of boxing, but I understand it. So maybe if he comes over here, he starts knocking people upside their head and create a highlight reel, get his confidence up, get people turning their heads like, hey, man, this kid, the British kid, only got one loss. Okay, he could run that back. But you see how he beat up Joe Blow and Jack Crow and Weenie B over there? Because all we care about is highlight reels, right? Can anyone name Mike Tyson's first 12 fights? He fought like 12 times in a year. But Mike is urban legend. Why? He has highlight reel knockouts. So maybe if I'm not calling Dubois Mike Tyson. Understand what I'm trying to say here. Maybe if he hangs out here, gets to understand the American market, what we like, how we move, he could maximize his exposure. This is business, right? He says, it has always been a dream of mine to fight in America. Whose American opponent carries a record of 19-3 with 17 KOs and has not been stopped in his three defeats. So this, on paper, is a good fight. Do I know who he's fighting? No. I'm not even going to sit here and cap for you. No. I don't know who this guy is. I'm not checking for him. Who knows? It could be fight of the year. Whatever. It's going to be quite some experience, and there will be a lot of eyes on my performance. If I do what I do best, fans will go home happy and remember my name. This is a smart move for him. I expect it to be a different type of crowd with younger people who are attracted by the YouTube stars. As boxers, we could learn something from the YouTube people when it comes to building a following. And the more people that watch boxing, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, my focus is on closing in on a world title shot, but I will not be taking this fight lightly. And it is important to impress in front of the new audience and TV platform. I have seen the big fights on Showtime over there for years now, and it's my turn. If I put on a big show, you never know, I might get called out by a YouTuber. I mean, this is the era we're living in now, man. This is the era we're living in now. But shout out to Daniel Dubois. I wish him the best. And rack up some wins. And I would like to see him get back that Joe Joyce fight. See what he can do. See what his confidence looks like. See what his skill set looks like. Because we were starting to put him on a pedestal, weren't we? Because we heard some things about him. We heard he did AJ dirty in sparring. Things like that. And I appreciated what I saw. And then he got in there with Joe Joyce and he had a collapse. And it was just interesting to see how people turned on him. Even your own fellow countrymen. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Your own fellow countrymen. I gotta remind you. I love doing this. This guy. Called you a quitter, Daniel. Called you a quitter. Turned right around, got into the ring, got his eye bust up, and what happened? You see, the universe, have faith in it. You get what you put out, good or bad. You get what you put out, good or bad. So he was talking reckless about you, got in there with Canelo, got his eye bust up, and he quit. So hold your head high. Hold your head high. All right? Come over here, make some noise. Don't let this be your last fight over here. Come over here, make some noise, develop a cult following. You know this is social media era. Maybe you need to get on social media and turn some more heads. Get your confidence back up. And when you feel it's right, I would like to see you get that Joe Joyce fight back. You understand? So a good move by Daniel Dubois, coming over to America to get more eyes on him. Good luck to the kid. I think he'll be okay. And let's see what happens. Shout out to Daniel Dubois. Let's work. Bronx on deck. Move!